From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Life After Jail, a new healthcare program, hopes to keep these former inmates off drugs and from going back behind bars.
Instead of riding bikes and playing with dolls, some children are without a home. Why officials are saying the problem is bigger than you think.
And One Valley startup is training refugees for a career in coding.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Zach Pocklip.
And I'm Amber Kawaji. Thanks for joining us. Through a collaboration with the state and nonprofits, 3 Maricopa County jails are now offering health care benefits to inmates the moment they walk out of jail. Cronkite News reporter Jesse Schultz found out what program the inmates need to complete to receive these benefits.
The Alpha program began in 1996 and is offered to inmates of Maricopa County jails who have substance abuse problems. But what's new about the program is inmates now have the chance to have medical coverage when they leave jail. Officials from Maricopa County hope that this will help prevent them from landing back behind bars. James Schmitz says he's in his black and white jumpsuit for the last time. He knows he has no more chances.
I really believe that I am done with this. I'm going to be 33 years old this year, and I cannot do this no more.
Schmitz has been in and out of jail. His problem? Using and dealing meth. Now he sits in Durango Jail's Alpha classroom to help him transition out of jail and this time stay drug-free.
There is 77% recidivism among the inmates that do not have any programming. Among the ones that have Alpha, it's down to about 39%.
Maricopa County has looked at some of the reasons those in the program violate probation, and one of them has to do with lack of medical care.
When an individual leaves jail, and especially if they've been incarcerated for several months, maybe one of the last things on their list of priorities is to get enrolled in health care. They're looking at reuniting with family, finding employment, finding housing, and those who are dealing with substance use issues are going to be looking at how they can stay clean and sober back in the community.
The county has done something about it. Now, inmates who complete Alpha will be able to leave jail with Medicaid, something Alpha supervisor Nancy Longton says before would have taken up to 45 days.
So they can walk out of jail and have their medical access, their food stamps, all of that immediately. You know, it's huge because they're walking out with nothing.
Nearly 100 people have already graduated from Alpha with Medicaid.
But we believe that it could take several years to really understand the long-term impacts on having health insurance and the correlation to recidivism.
Schmitz says it could be the key to keeping him clean this time. He graduates from the program May 4th and is supposed to be released 5 days later.
If anything goes wrong, medically or even mentally, I have that benefit. If I'm having problems with, relapsing, I can use that medical benefit to get counseling.
Nancy Longton of the Sheriff's Office told me their next step is to get proper housing for inmates once they leave jail. I'm Jesse Schultz, Cronkite News.
President Barack Obama announced he will be reducing the prison sentences of 61 people serving time for drug-related offenses. White House officials say more than a third of the inmates were serving life sentences, all for drug possession, intent to sell, or other related crimes. Most will be released July 28th.
Childhood homelessness is a big problem in the U.S. that many people don't know about. Cronkite News reporter Samantha Witherwax in the Washington Bureau spoke to one Phoenix-based shelter that's trying to bring some light to the issue.
Cresta Horn with UMOM came to Washington today to talk with staffers about the importance of prioritizing young homeless children.
We don't start with meeting the needs of the littlest ones. We're not truly helping to break the cycle of homelessness.
Horn is the director of Children and Youth Services for UMOM, a Phoenix-based homeless shelter for families. She said that most people don't think about kids when they think about homelessness, and fewer think about the littlest kids.
From the age of infants, 0, all the way up to 17-year-olds, we had 454 kids on campus. And from, like what Linda was saying, that birth to 5, we have 262 children 5 and under.
Linda Smith, an official with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, says that these young years are critical. She says that this is the population that needs attention if we ever want to make a change.
Well, I think that particularly it really is important that we look at the birth to 5 population in this community. These years are just so formative for our children, and having a baby, an infant, a toddler, in a shelter is really sad for this country. I think we can do so much better than that.
Horn said that one great thing happening in Phoenix is that shelters are now working together with a family housing hub, which is intended to make placing families in available housing much easier.
So this family housing hub is a great way to facilitate getting families into a place, whether shelter, whether into permanent housing immediately, quicker. And also it's a way that the community is starting to come together and have cohesiveness, and I think that's dynamite.
Both women said that they were confident that today's discussion went well, and they are optimistic for the future. Reporting from the Capitol, Samantha Witherwax, Cronkite News.
There has been a drought in the state of Arizona since 1999, and California's state of emergency with water has the Southwest asking, how do we do more with less? James Ulrich spoke to Arizona officials about what solutions they have for the water shortage.
The grass here at Civic Space Park is green, but that's not due to any rain. According to the National Weather Service, we haven't had significant rainfall since February 1st in the valley. This is a big concern for Arizona's political and business leaders who met today at the Business Water Summit in Phoenix. When it comes to water shortage in the Southwest United States, Senator Jeff Flake doesn't want the federal government to get involved.
We're going to have to find offsets. It's going to involve a lot of negotiating and a lot of serious legislating. So I'm just saying that that's not an easy fix. The days where you could simply rely on the federal government to make massive investments, are long past.
Not everyone agrees with this. The Public Policy Institute of California conducted a study last month and formed a policy recommendation in response to the Western drought. Ellen Hennick, the center's director, said the government needs to use their power to help the numerous agencies cooperate.
Over 24 federal agencies are involved in Western water in one way or another. Leveraging that authority to really help push state and local partners to come to solutions in basins where there are some tough challenges.
The Colorado River Basin Forecast Center estimates that there's a 60% chance that Lake Mead will suffer a water shortage by 2018. If this happens, there would be an automatic water restriction in Arizona and Nevada, and it may be the only circumstance in which Flake will support federal government involvement.
It's been postponed because of better rains last year, but it's likely going to come. As far as new initiatives or new legislation, I don't foresee that. I think it can be solved for the most part at the local level.
There are a handful of bills going through the California and Arizona legislatures. One of these bills, SB 1268, was rejected by the Arizona State House of Representatives. Cochise County tried to impose an assured plan of a 100-year water supply for potential developers. In Phoenix, James Ulrich, Cronkite News.
More fallout from the Arizona presidential preference election after officials certified the results today. Councilman Daniel Valenzuela proposed a solution that would have, quote, minimal cost and maximum effectiveness. He said in a statement, we should automatically make every registered voter a member of the permanent early voting list as the default option. Thus, all eligible voters will receive mail-in ballots and have the chance to vote from the convenience of home without having to sign up for the permanent early voting list.
Last night's GOP town hall in Wisconsin turned ugly as all three candidates backed away from their pledge of support for the eventual nominee. Back in September, party officials made all candidates sign the pledge, but since then, the field has narrowed and the hostility between the remaining contenders has only grown. What was once a friendly relationship between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz has now turned into a series of personal insults and tabloid smears. John Kasich, who has stayed out of the brush, continues to express his contempt for the tone of this campaign.
I'm not in the habit of supporting someone who attacks my wife and attacks my family.
No, I don't anymore. Look,
you don't?
No, we'll see who it is.
You won't promise to support the Republican nominee?
And he was essentially saying the same thing.
I got to see what happens. If the nominee is somebody that I think is really hurting the country and dividing the country, I can't stand behind them.
It's Easter break in Mexico and shoppers are filling up their baskets on both sides of the border.
Coming up on Cronkite News, what this means for Arizona's economy.
The true measure of all our actions is how long the good in them lasts.
This is who I am, where I'm from.
If you're on the right side of history, you can accomplish anything.
It's a connection between your present and your past.
Come this way. This is good. This is very good.
We are attempting to fulfill the promise of America.
The stories about who we are shape us.
This chance to go through a time machine.
Good heavenly days.
We should know our history.
It informs, but it doesn't constrict you.
It's a framework to carry out human activity.
The sky is the limit.
It started a long time ago.
For only the third time in the award's 74-year history, a Phoenix-based news operation wins the prestigious Alfred I. DuPont Columbia Award for Excellence in Broadcast Journalism. And this year, that news operation is Cronkite News, the news division of Arizona PBS, honored for its work on the groundbreaking documentary, Hooked, Tracking Heroin's Hold on Arizona. Cronkite News at Arizona PBS, award-winning journalism you can count on from the station you trust.
Many families from Mexico still on Easter break are visiting Arizona. Cronkite News reporter Mauricio Casillas talks to tourists at the busy Nogales border crossing.
Many of those waiting in long lines at the border are visitors from Mexico who spend millions of dollars a day in Arizona this time of the year. The Easter holiday break in Mexico stretches as long as 2 weeks for some people, and that leads to backed up traffic at the border here in Nogales. During this time of year, traffic nearly doubles.
Since it's vacation time, it's taking 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours to cross.
Many of the people who are lined up here today are crossing the border to go shopping. Some are just going to nearby Nogales, while others are going further into the state to places like Tucson and Phoenix to spend their vacation time and their money.
They're shopping, they're at the malls, they're out buying, out doing activities, and it has a huge impact for our economy in Arizona and our economy in the United States.
Isauro Perez and his family traveled all the way from the southern Mexican state of Oaxaca to come shopping during break.
A couple of gifts, if we can, a bit of clothing, and some personal items.
His wife, who grew up here, has been crossing over to buy things since she was young.
The clothes and other things aren't the same in Mexico. I grew up here in Nogales, so I still search for things I used to get when I crossed when I was younger.
Even with a peso-dollar exchange rate, tourists say it's still worth it to wait in line because of the price and quality of items in the U.S.
They say the dollar is expensive, but comparing prices with Mexico, it ends up being about the same.
And there are some people enjoying these long lines. Street vendors.
We all look forward to these days when there's a long line because when it's just a normal day, there isn't really a line. It's empty.
Now, street vendors are not the only ones that look forward to long lines. On average, Mexicans spend $7 million a day in Arizona, and that sum only increases during the Easter holiday season. In the broadcast center, I'm Mauricio Casillas, Cronkite News.
It will now be easier for Arizonans to travel within the U.S. The Arizona Department of Transportation Motor Vehicle Division introduced the voluntary travel ID to meet the security requirements set by the Real ID Act for access to airports, restricted federal buildings, and military bases. It costs $25 and is good for up to 8 years, but most people won't need it right away. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security considers current Arizona driver's licenses and IDs valid through October 1st, 2020 if traveling by plane.
Even after Apple's fight for privacy with the federal government, your phone may not be as protected as you think.
Coming up on Cronkite News, what one company is doing to protect you.
And learning a new language, why one startup is teaching refugees in Arizona to code.
We are here tonight to explore tough issues.
You've got to have people around you who aren't just laying rose petals in front of your way.
And I kid you not, this is true.
Trust is everything.
This has been so much fun.
It's about reaching people.
There are more players on the world stage. The issues are more complex.
We ask the questions that take us closer to the truth.
What happened and what might happen.
Because that's what we do.
Would you like doing something like I do?
I couldn't do this. I'm not qualified.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Technology has made our lives easier, but there are also downsides. Photo leaks of private pictures or computer viruses that steal your personal information are a few.
But Cronkite News reporter Z Zhang found out how one Arizona company is working to give you a little more privacy.
Nowadays, everyone has a smartphone. But what most people don't always think about is that it can also be used by hackers to track your location, eavesdrop on your conversations, and even watch you through the high-definition cameras, whenever, wherever, without you noticing. When Mike Fong heard about the government surveillance programs leaked by former NSA contractor Edward Snowden in 2012, he decided to do something.
So I asked one of my daughters to come over. I said, hey, bring your phone over here. I grabbed some aluminum foil. I said, wrap your phone up in aluminum foil here. Let's see if I can call you. And we're like trying to peek in and see if I could, if the signal was going down.
What started as a scientific experiment has turned into his company Privoro. Its main product, a phone case that uses a proprietary technology to jam radio transmission, so that any attempt to drop in on phone conversations would be extremely difficult. In a friendly experiment, he told an employee to carry a smartphone while he was driving. It didn't take long for Mike to hack in, take pictures and audio recordings. The quality of the audio is so good you can even hear the sound of the blinker.
Would have to address Hillary and Bush.
Mike says this information can be collected without your knowledge and used for purposes you might not like.
Companies, governments can be using that picture to make decisions. Hey, what should your insurance rate should be? What rate should I charge you on a loan? Do I think you're going to repay it? Should you go on a watch list?
Jamie Winterton is the Director of Strategic Research Initiatives at Arizona State University and a cybersecurity expert. She agrees with Fong.
So a lot of companies on the web will follow your behavior. They will track how you behave on the web. They'll track how much time you spend looking at particular parts of websites, where you click and where you go next. And they use this to build a very intricate and detailed profile about you and your online behaviors.
Winterton also says if this information was leaked, it can be used for malicious purposes. As of now, the company is offering pre-orders online for iPhone 6 and computer. In Z-Zone, Cronkite News.
Computer and information technology job opportunities are growing. The Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates the industry will create 480,000 new jobs by 2024.
Reporter Chloe Nordquist shows us how Valley volunteers are helping prepare refugees in Arizona for some of these jobs.
Local tech startup founders, students, and volunteers organized a coding academy to help these refugees take advantage of this opportunity.
Go and break this or change it.
Students as young as 7 got hands-on training in computer coding. All of the participants are refugees.
That would be cool to have another experience with my friends and to learn something.
The day-long coding academy took place at a business incubator called SeedSpot. Tech professionals taught the basics of building a computer program.
The majority of them haven't had the opportunity to be exposed to coding or programming, which is literally the future. The majority of them come from traumatic situations.
But the idea of coding is more than fun and games. The skill could open up different career paths.
There's more opportunities for you here than there, and it's easier to get in school here.
This 20-year-old from Somalia has been in Arizona for 5 months.
This life, I have to change something. I have to do something.
He spent the past decade living in the Kakuma refugee camp in Kenya, home to more than 50,000 Somali refugees.
There are a lot of problems in Africa, a lot of challenges. That's why we get resettled to the United States.
Volunteer Amina Mabruk hopes this effort will help refugees consider careers in coding.
The more unity, the better. And I see this as a way to facilitate unity.
Unity that helps build a future and leads to higher paying jobs.
World Refugee Day is June 20th, and the organizers behind the Refugee Coding Academy are looking to do another major event in both Phoenix and San Francisco. In the control room, Chloe Nordquist, Cronkite News.
This is a drill.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how a local fire department is preparing kids for potential disasters.
When I was 12 years old, I was watching great performances on PBS. This program with Nureyev came on. Nureyev in a performance of Le Corsaire, and I was amazed and awestruck. I really wanted to do it. I was street dancing at the time, and I never thought of formal dance until I saw great performances. I knew that I was really a novice to dance, like high dance. I decided to check out the high school performing arts. And so one thing led to the next. Today, as a recognized dancer, I absolutely believe that when I saw the performance, it affected me tremendously. And I know that's what happens when I teach. I'm opening an option for them that they hadn't seen before.
While we aren't likely to experience tornadoes or major earthquakes here in Arizona, it's still crucial to know how to respond in case of a disaster.
Cronkite News reporter Ben Marjat found out how the Glendale Fire Department is preparing the next generation for such a disaster and potentially helping them find their career path.
Help! I need some help!
In case of an emergency, dial Landmark Middle School. After today's disaster training, it might not be a bad idea.
I learned how to spider web someone and how to take out someone and find someone in the dark. How to stop bleeding, how to stop fires.
Today was the last day of the school's public safety career camp. And after 21 hours of classroom training, students finally got to put their skills to the test with real-life disaster scenarios.
Before we used to do it with the dolls and stuff, but today we actually got to experience how to actually do it on people.
While Glendale Fire usually teaches the program to adults, the department's public education manager says there's something unique about teaching students.
They act. You teach them something, they act. Adults, they think about it and then they wonder if they're doing it wrong. Where kids, they just do it.
If I'm on a crew and I have this injury, I'm having one person hold the leg and this is their only job.
The program even helped some solidify a potential career path.
I actually do want to be a firefighter. It seems really fun and you get to help people every day.
And help others decide maybe not.
It goes both ways. Yes, I've learned a lot and I want to go into this career, or I realized the minute I saw blood, there's no way I could do this job and this isn't the career for me and I need to choose something different.
Around 30 students participated in the drills today.
To learn more about the community emergency response training or to enroll in a class, head to the Glendale Fire Department's website.
The Phoenix Fire Department gave 2 Walmart employees the Citizen Life-Saving Award after performing CPR when they saw their co-worker in need.
Cronkite News reporter Lauren Michaels talked to those employees to find out what happened.
It all happened here at this Walmart off 38th Street and Thomas Road in Phoenix. Both co-workers awarded today say they didn't think twice about trying to save a life. Brent Anderson and Kathy Villa were honored today by the Phoenix Fire Department for jumping into action by performing CPR on a coworker. Back in February, Anderson found his coworker on the floor in this back hallway, suffering from a heart attack. Without any formal CPR training, Anderson jumped in to help.
I started getting compressions to get something going. Then I would raise his mouth, but they were on 911 and she was trying to work me through it, make sure I tilt his head back, breathe 3 times.
Moments later, he was joined by Villa, who is CPR certified and felt comfortable taking over until firefighters arrived.
I didn't even think, it's just a reaction. I jumped down and propped his neck up and started giving compressions.
The coworker who had the heart attack survived and is doing well. And today, Phoenix Fire Engine 11, who was there on scene in response to the 911 call, awarded the 2 Walmart employees for their life-saving efforts.
Letting us know that, we were one of the major parts in that. I don't even know how to explain that feeling right now.
With more than 450 employees at this location, these two heroes said they'd do it again if another coworker needed help.
It's an extended family. You got to take care of them.
Honestly, I would jump in and do it for any one of them.
The Phoenix Department's PIO did say that the brain can go 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen before you have damage. By these employees doing CPR, they were able to keep his heart pumping until firefighters arrived. In Phoenix, Lauren Michaels, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS.
Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon in PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton will join us to explain why he wants the Justice Department to look at last week's long lines at Phoenix polling places. And we'll see what state lawmakers are doing to avoid another Election Day fiasco.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright and former National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley on the state of the Middle East. That's Wednesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.